Okay.
Turning our face in empty bed. There's no one besides me. And I try to remember what I've said.
World of Warcraft.
It's hard to remember, 'cause I can see glass all in my room. I'm searching for answers. Why did you leave? What did I do? Oh, can we turn back time so we can redo last night? I think that I messed up, but it's all erased from my mind.
I'm doing my best impression of a helicopter. Helicopter! Wondering which raids I want to run. And then part of me is like, just do them all. Do every raid right now. You could do every single raid. That would work. You could do every raid, every single fucking raid in the entire fucking game. Yeah, let's do them. Let's do them all. We'll do them in order. Let's fucking go. I used the wrong Hearthstone. Wait a second, that's a really long cast for the Dalaran Hearthstone. That was not the Dalaran Hearthstone. That's okay. It's a relatively simple process of me running into the wall a whole bunch. Every raid, every raid. I'd help if I was going in the right direction. I have to go over here. Actually, you know what? First things first. Let's put everything on the auction house. Yes? Everything needs to go on the auction house, so I have some room for my bags. Because my bags are really, really full of garbage that I don't fucking need. Realize I have all these spices from when I was cooking, and I don't need them anymore.
I don't mind a it feels like everything that we wrote went back into the pen we used.
Won't take long. With or without you, with or without you, babe. Listen up and play along. And that's how time flies, like we're on a different timeline. Tell me what you're hearing, feeling down for anything. Ooh, I'm down for anything. This thought. This item cannot be destroyed. I'm just gonna carry them around with me. Ooh, I'm down for anything. Da da da, be dee be dee be. Da da da, dee 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 dee. Da da da. Ooh, I'm down for anything.
Yeah, we can make a mess inside this booth. You're taking me to places old and new. Sweetest sound that our favorite
Song, it feels like everything that it goes on, it don't on it, the place on it, the lights on it. Take long, with or without you, with or without you, babe.
Listen up and play along, yeah.
And that's how time flies, like we're on a different timeline. Tell me how you're hearing, feeling down for anything. Ooh, I'm down for anything. This spotlight, got people walking all night. Tell me what you're hearing, feeling down for anything. Ooh, I'm down for anything. Da da da, be dee be dee be. Da da da, dee 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 dee. Da da da. Ooh, I'm down for anything. Da da da, dee 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 dee. Da da da, dee 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 dee. Da da da. Ooh, I'm down for anything.
Hold on, I can feel it covering us over like a wave. Hold on, I can feel it covering us over like a wave. Hold on, I can feel it covering us over like a wave. Hold on, I can feel it covering us over like a wave.
$183.99.
My life a story, I'm trying to find the glory. Got them all sleeping on me, my haters out here dying, snoring. Why they mad that I'm finally growing, and they seeing me fighting for it. What they wanna get involved for, I kill them all off until I'm enormous. Cause 9 to 5 is boring, grinding 5 in the morning. I'd rather make music, get paid for.
Kicking ass, taking names, and filling up the age with random crap.
Anybody know me, they know for this game, no, I'm dying for it. I'm on now, give me that crown, yeah. Ain't nobody out here really wanting with me. I'm going hard while you falling asleep. I got it all cause I deserve it all, yeah. Just being honest, they don't wanna see me honest. I'm taking over this game now and that's a promise. They out of pocket, they don't wanna believe I got it. Give me that crown now cause I'm the king, call me your highness.
$96.
life a movie. I'm a motherfucking star like Clooney. From dusk till dawn, I'm a loose sleep. I ain't tryna live broke like you be. I've been coming for the bag, I do me. Will I get paid? Absolutely. Cause you better knew a boss like Takeoff. I ain't left all bad and bougie. Heard them talk, they barely know me. I ain't let no stranger fool me. When I came in the game, y'all showing that fake love. I ain't look past your jewelry. Now this ride is foreign. Every whip I drive imported. Anybody know me, they know. For this game, no, I'm dying for it. I'm on now. Give me that crown, yeah. Ain't nobody out here really wanting with me. I'm going hard while you falling asleep. I got it all cause I deserve it all, dog. Just being honest. They don't wanna see me honest. I'm taking over this game now and that's a promise. They out of pocket. They don't wanna believe I got it. Give me that crown now cause I'm the king. Call me your highness.
Return and peruse my inventory again.
All right. But now we're gonna do every raid, at least as many raids as is possible before I have to go to dinner. In school for the first time, crossed your knees. Okay, so the first place we need to go is Black Rock Mountain. They moved the portal? Said they are. God damn. Twilight Highlands. Now, admittedly, this is sort of a waste of time because I'm pretty sure I've got every piece of leather gear, but in theory, I should be able to get every piece of gear ever as well, so long as they aren't gear pieces. That mountain right there that I'm heading towards is my goal. You can see where these two areas really weren't gonna connect too well, so they just put a giant cleft between the two of them and just like called it a day. Ooh, what's with the lag? Hold on. Why are we lagging? Apologies. Let me figure out why we're lagging, because we shouldn't be. We're in the old world. There's no reason why we should be camping out so hard. Actually, that's behaving itself. I mean, I do have my graphics turned up, but it really shouldn't be... Yeah, it's probably... I do have my graphics turned up. Because I wanted to see stuff, but let's turn them the fuck back down. Who will? I love how I just went and turned everything to a certain level, and then it was like, no, 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 you definitely did not do that. Alright. Yeah, we're not lagging anymore. That right there is Black Rock Mountain. And for such an important place, it really does just look like a really, really badly rendered fucking... Someone grabbed a hold of this piece of ground in a random 3D environment. Whee! So the first place we're going
State your business. Farewell.
is Walton Core. Old school. Gotta love the 4x3 fucking textures there. This does have updated graphics from vanilla. Like they improved the look of the giants. Should just be able to walk through here without any problems. I will kill every boss. I cannot be killed. Ours to kill the fucking trash. It's kind of meaningless anyway. But you can't get Raggy Poo to spawn unless you kill all the bosses. Metaphorically, of course, settling this or never getting bored, loves the blood and gore, always wanting more freedom from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force departed. If you start shit, you'll be heartless in the darkness, torn apart quick, you left scars ripped, you'll be chewed up and discarded. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. So the basic storyline here is the dwarves dug too deep. No, seriously, that is what happened. The dwarves dug too deep. And what they dug down to was basically the edge of the plane of fire. So there's some other stuff that's kind of been retconned into the storyline about various characters making deals with various fire elementals and that causing the entire thing to explode, and this is the reason why the Blackrock dwarves are all fucky and looking weird and... But at the end of the day, the dwarves, they dug too deep. And this is the end result here. Kill Lucy. I don't know if the core hound packs pull when you kill freaking Magmadar, but this doggy fight was actually kind of fun because he actually leaves poops everywhere. Skinned. These core hound packs are really kind of annoying, which is why I'm trying to avoid them, because they are really, really annoying. They don't die unless they all die at the same fucking time, which I could probably guarantee, but if I don't sit there and continue to do DPS to their ashes and I fuck up, they're just gonna come back to life. That Hydraxian Waterlord's fucking rep. Every single, well, maybe not every single, most of the dungeons and raids for a very long time always had an associated rep. The rep didn't necessarily net you anything, especially in vanilla. Though, by the time they got AQ going out, they realized that, hey, they'll grind the rep, and then they can take that rep, and then they can buy stuff with the rep. Hydraxian Waterlords was literally grind out an ungodly amount of fucking stuff in this instance to eventually get the ability to turn off these runes on the ground. So you see the flamey thing that's in front of Gehenna's here? You could eventually unlock the Eternal Quintessence, which would let you turn this off.
I need a target.
And it had a cooldown on it, because why not make it even dumber? Which meant that you had to have multiple people in your raid who were working on their warlords, their Hydraxian rep. So you couldn't actually summon Ragnaros right away, but then again, killing Rag right at the beginning would have been goddamn impossible. You needed to farm for weeks, months. In my guild's case, it was definitely months. Whee! Anyways, that was Gar. We love Gar. Nice! I did unlock something. I unlocked this shield. See, all these elementals, they just want a hug. They just want someone to give them a hug, and they're running around going, please give me a hug. So here's Baron Geddon, the one that does all that damage. He dead now. And this particular fight, this guy here, used to, when you did his fight, which was a lot of fun for people who had ranged weapons, you couldn't actually have the rogues go in to fight him because he did too much damage. So what the rogues would do is the rogues would compete doing band-aids. They would all do band-aids. And they'd band-aid everybody in the raid who took damage so that the priests could wand. I could jump down there, but there is a non-zero possibility that I hit the what everyone referred to as the actual core of Molten Core. You would hit it, and it would do maximum damage to you, and I really don't want to test how bad that would be. It may be 0 damage. It may be all of the damage. I don't really want to die. I don't waste my time. And look, it's Sulfuron. He's dead. Hey, it's the boobies! Look, boobies! Boobs. Where are they? Where are the boobs? Boobs! Shoulder boobs! That fight was fun too, because you had to stack shadow damage. And the priests all had to like mind control the mobs so that we could burn them down one at a time without them wiping the raid. I had shoulder boobs on Denbai for the longest fucking time. Like on the rogue, like on our rogue character whose name is Denbai. Now you notice I killed him and then both of them fell over too? That's because they're actually part of his fight. You have a tank holding on to each of the core ragers and keeping them away from Golem Egg while everybody DPSs the shit out of Golem Egg. If the core ragers would get near Golem Egg, he would start healing. And they were very, if I recall correctly, they were very temperamental in terms of their aggro. Like, you could taunt them, but you really couldn't, like, hold on to them. So they would always try and be running to Ragnar, or to fucking, Golem Egg to heal him. It was a clusterfuck. So many of these battles were just, it was a clusterfuck. Nothing you could do about it. And here we got Major Domo Executus. Now this fight was actually really, really, really hard as a rogue. So we've got the elites and we've got the healers. And what Executus would do is he puts a bubble on one group and then on the other group. So one of the bubbles reflects, and I do mean reflects, it would do damage to you. One would reflect melee damage and the other would reflect magic damage. And the sheer amount of times I would backstab myself in the face because I would think that it wasn't quite time for the switch. Because this, like, these fights predate having like a little mod or whatever that would tell you when an ability was coming. You kind of just had to count in your head exactly how many times you could backstab something before you would backstab your own head off. God, the amount of times I made myself go splat during this stupid fight. Oh yeah, and Major Domo can't be killed. So I'm gonna walk up to him and attack him, and you see how he doesn't actually die. I have to kill all of his elites. And then I can poke him and he's like, oh no, don't hurt me! I'll go get Ragnaros! And you're like, thank you for the loot, you dumb shit. Blah blah blah, living flame, blah 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 blah, go summon the Lord, blah 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 blah. And away we go.
Should you seek an audience with him, your paltry lives will surely be forfeit. Nevertheless, seek out his
Yeah. So long as you had turned off all of these runes, and oh my god, the humor that was, we've missed a rune. Which rune is it? And it would probably be Golem Egg's fucking rune. And you'd have to go back all through this, and the trash respawns every 20 minutes. So you would clear all the way up to Domo, you'd start clearing back towards Ragnaros, and realize that you missed a rune somewhere. Someone didn't use their goddamn quintessence. And because of that, you can't actually summon Rag. The fury. The unadulterated fury. The amount of times that would fucking happen. So done breaking down my walls for someone. Take me till I fall apart. Loneliness is not that hard. Actually, to be fair, the worst one is Magmadar, because by then all of the Corehounds will respawn, and Corehounds are fucking awful to kill with 40 people. Corehounds, these stupid bastards, were tied to Magmadar, but you would never clear them all because they're so annoying to kill. They cast a mass fear, so you'd have 40 people running in every direction possible, pulling more trash on top of you. So you would try so hard to make sure you didn't actually, you'd try and pull the Corehound as far away as possible from everything, and, you know, hope that nobody actually somehow managed to run all the way into trash. But the problem is that Corehounds do a ungodly amount of damage, too. And they had the ability to debuff and curse and do a whole bunch of other random damage things, so they were always a clusterfuck. So we've got Major Domo here, we've got the Raggy Poo Swirl. He is talking a lot, and he's still gonna talk some more. This is where the rogues would stand. The tanks would actually stand right here, because there's a wall behind them. Because Ragnaros would do a knockback, so what you would want to do is you'd want to get knocked back right into this corner here. Because when he knocks back, you're either going in the lava or you're going into outer space. Like, he only knocked back the tanks. Oh yeah, and he also used to do double damage to your weapons. So a lot of people would actually attack him with a pickaxe, because pickaxes didn't have durability on them, because he'd break your weapons so fucking quickly. They got rid of that. I don't know why. You don't want people trying to kill Ragnaros with pickaxes because their other weapons get burnt up? Blah 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 hollowed core. I can't even fucking see you, Raggy Poo. The lava's in the goddamn way. And then he smokes him over the head with a rock. And then he's like, these insects are rampant. And then I turn him into paste. And then I loot him. Yoink. 3 judgment leg plates. Jesus Christ, Raggy Poo. Hello, Jay! I'm doing old war stories and doing Mog runs. But anyways, yeah. When I was still in my vanilla guild, there was a joke that in order for us to get down Rag, I had to die in the first phase. If I didn't die, we would never get him down. Every time I died in the first phase, we'd get him down. Every time I managed to finally, like, stay alive, turn around, jump out of the lava, make sure that I was doing... We would die. We would die around the third phase, like, the second Sons of Flame would just fucking wipe us. And finally, everybody stopped healing me, which was mean, but then we got him down consistently. So, yeah, repair bills. Yay! The only thing that sucks about the warband thing is that if it's class loot, it doesn't count. So I'm here on my demon hunter, you know, like you do. Anyways, so this right here. Wait a second, can I get? I changed BWL, right? I can get in it without actually tuning, right? I'm not doing the attunement quest. I mean, I got into Molten Core without the attunement, but they got rid of the attunement for Molten Core really early on. Because it was bullshit. Go do the longest dungeon in all of existence. Set aside 6 hours of your life because someone's probably gonna want to kill Emperor after you go and attune to Molten Core. I shouldn't say, it isn't 6 hours if you do the lava trick, but... Anyways, one thing that was fun about the Corehound boss was that he would poop on the floor. He would put little poops on the floor, and if you stood in the poop, you would fucking die, so... No, like, see this, you can see there's like a thing, there's a thing over here on the other side of this instance. In order to get to Molten Core and be considered attuned to Molten Core, so that you could come in here whenever you fucking wanted, you had to go through a dungeon that, if you actually did the dungeon properly and didn't cheat by running through the lava in the very bottom of the dungeon, it would take you about 4 or 5 hours for the average group that was trying to attune to get out here. 4 or 5 hours. And then another hour if you wanted to go kill the final boss. Yeah. Yeah. Fortunately, people would be doing attunement runs all of the fucking time, so... And people figured out that you could run through the lava in the bottom. It just kind of sucked because you had to be really careful to heal up in between each swim that you would do through the lava. You kind of like drop down into the lava and then quickly hop over and hope you don't die. And then running around the edge of the lava trying to get over to the area, this area here, because the attunement rock would be right outside this portal. And then someone would die and then you'd be like, oh my god, please, please, please. And if it was the healer, game over, because you didn't have another res. But yeah, BRD is a fucking 6-hour dungeon, and it's awful. If I tried to run, like, okay, if I went into BRD right now and killed every boss, running at top speed, it'd still probably take me a full hour. And the mobs in there can't do damage to me because I'm way too high level. An hour. That's how big the place is. If you were running through and nothing can kill you, it would still take an hour to get through it. BRD is way too big and should never have been what it was. And yet, I still have so many fond memories of doing, like, bar runs and arena runs, because you could... People would just choose where to stop, generally. Okay. Did I go to the right entrance? I feel like I didn't go to the right entrance. Wait, did they change? What the fuck happened here? Wait, did they separate Elbers and Ubers? They did separate Elbers and Ubers. What? A common sense solution for one of the more annoying... This dungeon was also really long, but you would just go in and you just go do lower Blackrock Spire, or you go in and you do upper Blackrock Spire. They changed it. What? Yeah. I'm shocked. I'm like, all right, sure, cool. Makes my life not really easier, but it's kind of nice they did that. Makes people be less confused, I think, about which direction you're going. Anyways, this over here is the Orb of Command. Generally speaking, you would have to go all the way down into the bottom of Elbers to get specific items that you would then take all the way up into Ubers and charge them up on a special device so that you could access this fucking raid. But now I can just stick my hand on the orb and in we go. Oh shit, son, it's been a hot second since I've done this fight. Does Racer Gore's damage probably doesn't scale with mine, eh? That'd be really nice if it did.
I need to target something.
We're bitch! No, 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 no. What do you mean there's nothing to attack?
I need a target. I don't have a target.
Wait. Okay, I was gonna say, it's 2 that kills the eggs. I should be fine so long as everything aggroes onto me, but I don't think it will. Here we go. Mobs incoming. Don't die. Also, Dragonflight making me realize that Razor Gore isn't just like some crude experimenter. He's a Draconid, and he absolutely loves eggs. He loves eggs, and all he wants to do his whole life is take care of eggs. And his endless misery of us forcing him to kill the very thing that he is pre-programmed to love doing is just so fucking wrong. I don't think I've ever been more devastated than the moment when I was like, Alex Strauss is explaining the purpose of Draconids and how they really love taking care of eggs, and I'm like, oh. Oh. Awesome. Awesome. I feel really bad now. Cause he's screaming the whole time like, I'll make you pay for this atrocity. No, not another one, and all this other shit, right? Hey, I wonder... Oh, he's gonna bomb me, though. Oh, I need to know. Okay, my fury is minimum right now. So let's see what happens when he hits me with the debuff. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. It really does, because it means that, like... Come on, bud. Oh my god, so fun thing about this particular fight. So he's gonna hit me with a debuff called Essence of the Red. And because I'm the only person in here, he's also gonna set me up the bomb. What you could do is, after getting Essence of the Red and the bomb, is you could Bubble Hearth on your Pally. This would only work in vanilla. You could Bubble Hearth on your Pally to a major city, walk 3 steps, and then fucking die. Yeah, he's not giving me any. I didn't actually get any. That's so sad. I didn't want to get hit with the bomb. That's interesting. You see the way those popped up? They said set. Huh. Anyway, so that's Velestraz, and you could use him to blow up. I can't believe they didn't. Mana, Energy, Focus, Rage, and Runic Power. So they got DKs in here. But I'm not generating Fury, because Fury is not any of those things. God damn. Liz. What about the Demon Hunters? You bitch. I know, it's so simple and so straightforward, and you don't think about it, because the Black Dragons are the bad guys, and so on and so forth, and they did definitely nerf these, right? I'm gonna have one hell of a time getting through here. I hate these traps. Back in the day, rogues were the only ones who could disarm these. They've changed it so that anyone can disarm them, which is kind of nice. You see how slow I'm moving? That was the entire raid. Everybody, the rogues would go in, we'd be super slowed down, and when you were stealth back in the day, you were really, really slow on top of that. So you'd sit here, you get suppressed, you would barely manage to sneak up because you'd have to do it in stealth. And of course, look at how these whelps are moving. Do you see how they're moving around a lot? So you would be stealthed, trying not to get touched or seen by these red whelps. And if you got spotted, you'd have to basically reset because everything would pull in the entire room. So you would unlock these all in a row, and the raid would slowly sneak through the area. Well, the rogues took the entire fucking fall if shit went south. One thing that is nice though is once you beat stupid Broodlord, you could actually, these all turn off by themselves. There, he's dead. There's a bunch of really interesting things that are true about this place. First off, there's 3 mini-bosses. Firemaw being one of them. Another, there's these Blackwing technicians here that, they all drop sand. I'd be like, what sand? Hourglass sand from the magical eternal Hourglass of Doom. But this guy right here, Master Elemental Shaper Crickix. He's a goblin. So, if you wanted to learn how to smelt a very specific high-level item...
I need to get closer.
Oh hey, I thought I had Claw the Black Drake before this.
It's too far away.
So you see they do actually drop stuff. But this guy is the only guy who knows how to do it in the entire world. So what you would do is you would get a priest up here. You'd kill these guys really carefully. What you would do is you would mind control this guy and walk him all the way down here during the fight. And everybody who had mining who needed to learn how to smelt Arcanite would gather up, and the priest would use the mind-controlled mob to teach you how to smelt Arcanite. Was this obvious? Fuck no. People figured it out because, well, priests loved mind-controlling back in the day. They did it constantly. It was actually kind of funny. These guys were kind of an interesting pull as well, because I don't think maybe I can get them to show their debuff. Can you show me the debuff? Okay, so he's got Elemental Shield. Damage from Frost increased, damage from all other magic decreased. So each of these has a different shield. I'm just dragging them around a little bit so that you can see. He's gonna change it up eventually. Each one changes it after like 20 seconds or so. But yeah, you would have people who had different flavors of wands. That one takes damage from shadow. That one takes damage from nature. So this would be the one that I, as a rogue, would attack, because poison damage is nature damage. So rogues would be set to attack this one. The shadow one would be attacked by warlocks and sometimes priests, and anybody who had a wand of the right color. And the frost one had to be attacked by mages, because only mages could really do frost damage. You could kind of do it a little bit on shamans, but shamans didn't do damage back then. They healed. They did eventually get rid of some of that effect, because originally they were immune to the other types of damage, and it was really bad. This here's Chromagus. He's a pupper. His fight was really ridiculous. Like, both fun, but also just fucking awful. Oh yes! I got a blue, black, green, red, and brilliant chromatic. This fight was kind of fun because back in vanilla, each class that could remove a debuff could only remove one type of debuff. So druids could remove poisons, mages could remove curses, I think. Priests could remove diseases. Like, what it was like poison, disease, magic, and curse. And then there was a fifth one. So he would I think every 5 or 10 seconds, he would debuff certain people with one of those things. So one of the 4 that were removable by a certain class, and then a fifth one that was only removable by the sand that the goblins drop in the previous room. It was hell. I love when people are like, you know, Final Fantasy is really great. I'm just like, it's the safety dance, y'all. It's the safety dance. You did not have to know how to make sure that you got enough sand and make sure that everybody in the raid had some sand so that everybody could actually pick up enough stuff so that you could actually remove the debuffs. Because if you didn't remove the debuffs, you'd be frozen forever in the middle of the fucking raid, which would kill everybody. And then we have Nefarious, who is the son of Deathwing, who's lost his godforsaken mind. And then he's like, let the games begin. And I'm like, you know what? I feel like I'm gonna sit in your throne, dear. There we go. You can't do that well in combat. Why not? Back in the day, you wouldn't be able to attack Nefipu here. Because he would, at the end of this phase, so this is phase 1, where you're just killing draconids, like you do. I can't remember how many you had to kill. It was like something like 50, I think? Might have been 100. You have to kill all them. You see their little bones are just sitting here. But at the end of phase 1, when you finished killing the maximum amount of these guys, he would do Shadow Flame, which you might see the effect there. That was Shadow Flame being cast. Now let's see if I'm gonna turn away from him so I don't accidentally kill him, because I will kill him in one hit if I choose to. So this is phase 2. So he Shadow Flamed. If you weren't wearing a specific cloak, you'd just fucking die. And he also would do what's called class calls. Depending on your class, he would make fun of you, specifically, and then put you somewhere or do something to you to fuck you over. So, for the rogues, because he's cleaving right now, so anything in his frontal cone gets hit. For rogues, he would teleport you in front of himself! Demon Hunters, odd, covering your eyes like that. Doesn't it make you hard to see the world around you? So, I didn't know he did this! I can't fucking see, that's amazing! So this is our class call. Or how I said that he embarrasses you about your class. Demon Hunters technically don't have eyes, because they burn them out with fel energy. And usually they keep them covered. I've never seen the class call for Demon Hunters! What's fun is I actually did go in here on one of my evokers to see what the class call was for that, and he's just like, ah, my father's failed experiments. So, wait a second. I can double jump. I can get up here. So, back in the day, you see how there's an invisible wall here? Back in the day, there used to be this whole thing where if you could climb up here while the raid was being explained to whoever was new that week, you got points. So all the rogues would be up here, being like, "Whee! Look at this!" And then we get yelled at. You see how high up this is? If I don't double jump, the way you get up here is abusing the angle on this cut right here. There's a certain polygon that you can kind of stand on a little bit. If I double jump, I can get up, because obviously. But yeah. You shouldn't be able to jump up here, but there is something about the geometry that actually lets you do it. So all the rogues would be sitting here humping this fucking rock the entire time. Fuck away. So this area was repurposed later on during Cataclysm and Blackrock question mark, I can't remember the name of it. Blackrock Ups is also a raid, but that's from Cataclysm. And we're doing these in order. Technically, I should have done Oni first, but Oni also dropped tier 2, so it all works out. I guess the next dungeon, in order, I'm gonna go do Oni. I've never turned in the head of Nephipoo before on this tune. Let's go turn in the head of Nephipoo. I won't actually get the benefit from the buff, but it's fine. Little lobies and all the auction house alts will get buff. So whenever you would down Neph or Oni, you'd get their head. It's a quest. You take the head and you turn it in here in Orgrimmar. And they put the head on a stick. And it gives everybody who's in Orgrimmar during that an hour-long buff. And that buff was so precious. So like people would literally be instructed not to turn in the head, even though you would get a really nice neck piece, at least from Oni. Or what you get from Nephipoo. Oh, there's no heads up right now. So they put them on a stick around here. Where's that trig? It's grooving to my music. Oh, there he is. He's in there. So when it was raid time for a harder raid than the one that you just did, you'd go in here, you'd talk to, actually technically Sorfang back in the day. You give him the head.
Stay strong. Goodbye.
And you come out here, and then you would yell and trade, and be like, okay, there's a fucking buff's going up! And you would get an hour-long buff from doing this.
Hello, Lita.
So yeah, this one was for tanks, a neck for the tanks, and a really, really, really good ring for DPS.
Stay away from the
And then he'll do the announcement and put the head on the stick.
talk to me. Be seen.
There we go. He should yell about it. Put the damn head on the stick. on the stick anymore. I'm so disappointed. I seem to recall with Sorfang, he would kind of have like a walk-up time where he would like walk up to like here and then make the announcement. But yeah, I've seen Oni's head up before, so maybe they don't stick the heads up anymore. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I could find maybe a level 1 somewhere. There. Here's one. Yeah, no buff. That's a bit of a ripoff. Anyways, let's empty my bags. And then we'll go kill Oni.
Many deals for a friend, Grumble. Like you.
Now, could I sell these things eventually on the AH? Because they kind of have some sort of something to them. Technically, yes, but also I just don't care that much.
I found you in a crowded, empty place. You felt familiar, but I didn't know your face. As we're standing in the room, the roar of the silence submerged us. Our connection felt so strong without even sharing our first touch. And I can't pretend that you're not on my mind. Too soon to tell if I'm in love this time.
Oh yeah. So you know the Hearthstone card, Twig of the World Tree? This is the Twig of the World Tree. Just a random blue. Level 22 random blue.
Good fortune to our friends.
Anyways, let's go kill Oni. Now this version of Oni is actually a re-release. Her original version isn't available anymore. And why? Because revamping Oni seemed to be like the thing that they did. Look how far I can see into the distance. I can see the goddamn sword. That's in Silithus, for fuck's sake. I'm in the Barrens. I can see the sword. Oh yeah, you know how like in Hearthstone they have like a whole heckin' thing about Quillbor and how Quillbor are like a whole heckin' race? They're only found in one area. Kinda two, but mostly just one area, which is the Barrens. They're in a little bit in Duratar too, but like that's right next door to the Barrens. Oh, if you want to know where Mancrick's wife is, she isn't there anymore because she used to be here-ish, but everything fell into this goddamn, well, giant lava pit, so her body's actually gone. And you're like, that doesn't sound very nice. Nobody could find her body back in the day, so like Baron's chat was like just full of people asking where Mancrick's wife was. Though they would usually spell it as Mankirk. What's really interesting is this sort of entrance has been used before, and if you look at it from above, like if I fly it up a bit and look down at it, it doesn't really look like a dragon's mouth. Like, it kind of looks awkward, but when you're down here, it does look like a dragon's mouth. Okay, let's... I'm gonna set it to the hardest difficulty so we get the most loot. This is Oni. Oni has a lot of, like, infamous memes about her and how she's... Many whelps left side! And unlike Leroy Jenkins, that was just somebody doing a recording of their raid. I can't remember what these fuckers pull when you kill Oni, but anyways, those are just like the trash before you take her on. Now, fun fact, back in the day, threat used to be a really big thing, and Onyxia had intensely sensitive threat. If you touched her before basically she hit 95% health, you could easily pull off of the tanks, and yeah. So you used to take off your weapons and do baby damage. Anyways, many whelps left side. And then she's gonna... Oh, she's actually gonna do fireballs? Bitch, you got no health. Did you fucking die? There we go. And then you skin Oni, like you do. You get Oni scales. Oni scales were used to craft the cloak that you'd need to actually kill Nefarian. Anyways, I do believe I'm being paged for dinner. Oh, 20 minutes tops. So I have enough time to go do AQ40. As a note, I will not be doing AQ40. it would take a little bit more than 20 minutes to go do AQ40, but I am going to do that later tonight because I feel like continuing the story of all the random shit they used to do. But anyways, the Oni fight was really annoying mostly because of the threat was so sensitive. If you crit, you could easily pull off of the tanks, and then she'd spin, and like you would face her going this way, and if you'd have one group here and one group here, like all the odds and all the evens. Actually, it was odds and evens. You'd have the tanks taking her up here, and then if you pulled, she'd turn sideways, and her tail would hit everybody on the other side, and she'd cleave everybody on this side. She'd just fucking destroy the raid. So yeah, they re-released her in Wrath of the Lich King for one of the anniversaries. I think it was the 10-year anniversary. I think. Maybe. 10-year anniversary? It does sound right. Anyways, yeah. So tier 1 was Molten Core and Oni for a little bit. Tier 2 was Oni the rest of it, and all of Blackwing Lair there. And then 2.5, because actually it wasn't tier 3. Why? I don't know. The community decided that randomly. The tier 2.5 was AQ40 on Courage. I was with my cousin and messenger like, I have enough time to do AQ40 before dinner, right? And they go, lol, no. I'm like, sad face. Anyways, where that giant fucking sword is where Encourage used to be before the giant fucking sword put it into the ground. And if you're like, wait a second, if there's a giant sword there now and the dungeon is gone, how do you go do the dungeon? You can go back in the past, because the Bronze Dragonflight's really quite keen on reversing time if it means that you can go get loot. They kind of do that a fair bit. It's probably bad, but we don't ask too many questions. Because, best if you don't ask questions when it comes to that sort of thing. Look at the sword! He goddamn stuck it right in the goddamn planet! What an asshole. So the raids I've been showing you are the 40-man raids. There are actually two 20-man raids. One is Zul'Gurub, which I will go do. But first I'm going to do AQ20 and AQ40. Anyways, so you see the dorm in the name? Like Zdormu? So Zdormi is a Bronze Dragon, and you can just say, could you please turn off the sword and bring everything back the way it was? And there you go! Fixed! So honestly, it's actually not an improvement. The sword actually got rid of a lot of problems. Like the bugs! And the bugs! And the bugs! Oh my god, the bugs! Also, every time you come through here after you've turned it off, you're like, hey guys, fucking leave! Leave, you dumb shits! You're all gonna fucking die in like 10 years. Anyways. So the place where we're questing right now is Aj-Kahet, which sounds a lot like Encourage, if you think about it sounding very similar. They're meant to sound similar, because they're basically very similar places. All the various bug critters kind of have place names similar to that. I wonder if the rock's still here. Oh look, it's Karaji Gardling. There it is. See this gem here? This has been here since vanilla. I still have no idea what it is, what it does, or why it's here. You can't touch it, you can't pick it up, you can't do anything with it. I always theorized it had something to do with the gong. Right here.
What can I do for you?
My guild was so close to being the ones who got to bang the gong. We were about a week away from having one of the strikers built. And our aim was to get 5 strikers built, or if another guild got close, we'd at least have 2 or 3 of them built, because everyone was a little bit behind us. We were the top guild on Rune Totem. Mostly because, for some reason, even though it was a PvE server, everybody PvP'd all of the time. Like, that's what everybody did. Everybody PvP'd. Nobody did PvE until the guild that I joined decided they were going to actually settle down and start doing PvE content. So we had 2 people had the prelim strikers, and we were just starting to do the timed runs in order to unlock like the full version of it. And then some idiots, they opened server transfers, and some idiot from a more advanced server came over and banged our gong. And you're like, what do you mean by bang the gong? So there's a gong here, right? You used to be able to click on this back in vanilla before it was struck the first time. And basically when you hit the gong, after building this ridiculous item that you have to do like dozens of world bosses in order to kill and so on and so forth. After you bang the gong, you immediately get the rarest mount in World of Warcraft, which is a black Courage mount. And then an event would start that was 8 hours long, where giant raid bosses would spawn all over the world, and you'd kill them for really decent loot. Like, you'd actually get epics out of it, which was amazing. Epics are kind of a dime a dozen, but back in the day, having epics at all was unthinkable, especially as, like, someone who wasn't a raider. Yeah, some asshole banged the gong and started, like, at least they had the decency to tell us that they were gonna start the events. Too bad, so sad, haha. But at least they fucking told us, because other people, what would happen is other people would transfer to a server on the very night before the Tuesday, and server maintenance now takes about 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. Sometimes just a reset, but maintenance usually takes about 2 or 3 hours now. In vanilla, it took about 8 to 10 hours for them to, like, reboot all of the things and check everything and make sure everything was working perfectly before letting people back onto the servers. So, you have an event that lasts 8 hours. So some asshole would transfer over to a new server with the with the mallet, bang the gong just before a server went down. Like, it'd be like, it would give you the warning. It'd be like 15 minutes to the server, so they bang it at 15 minutes. And because the timer is the timer, the event would be over when the servers came back up. Because, you know, there aren't enough trolls in this world, nor enough salt. So this one is AQ20, the one that's above ground, and the one that's below ground with the little beetle tower thingy here is AQ40. So the ruins are the above ground one, and that's the 20-man version. And we used to do both versions of it. I have to be careful not to loot anything in here because my bags will fill up instantly. There's so much shit to pick up in that dungeon. Okay. 20 minutes tops, so we're gonna stop here. But if you come back around 10 p.m. EST, I will be back here. We're gonna do AQ20 and then AQ40. And all the variety of silly stories I have from being a raider, a hardcore raider in vanilla. And then we'll go do ZG, though ZG did get changed. I don't think you can do the 20-man version of it anymore. I think you can only do the revamped version from some random celebration or others where they revamped the fucking thing. But I'll still do it because why the hell not? It is still a raid. So, we will see you guys later. Y'all take care of yourselves. We're gonna, if you aren't already following, feel free to follow, because we stream every day, twice a day, because we get nervous when we don't. But at least for right now, we are gonna send you guys on off to enjoy some more content elsewhere. I'll try to find someone who hasn't been streaming too much. Let's hit up Lyria, who is a World of Warcraft streamer. We will see you guys later. Y'all take care of yourselves, and you have a good night.